Runners calling to the line, Open Racing Division 2 of the 4yo Geldings Maiden, kindly sponsored by Goffs UK. And this time we've got a field of 8 runners who make their way to the first of 12 fences up there. First to show in front is Ballylusk and Rob James, bowling along by 2-3 lengths. In second place we got VRB's All Round. Up there in third position is Sign Off on That, and about to jump the second fence. In fourth place there is Pa King, he's aboard Midnight Mystique. Further back on the inside then in fifth position we got Westerly Home, who in turn is then followed by Vidavici, who's sitting midfield, and the ones at the back of the field at the moment are Busy Away, and finally our tail end Charlie through the first 3 or 4 furlongs is the High Stool and Donal O'Connor. So they're going now to fence number 4 of the 12. They've taken the first 3 safely all the field and had this next one. And once again, they all appear to have got over that one. And our leader is Ballylusk. So Ballylusk, Rob James, won Division 1. Can he double up in this 4-year-old Geldings divide aboard Ballylusk? Well, he's leading by 2.5 lengths as they now go to fence number 5. Second place is held by Sign Off on That and Shane Cotter. Third position moving through is the Carlow runner Midnight Mystique. And further back then in 4th, 5th and 6th place we got VRB's All Round, who then is followed by Vidavici. And over in 6th spot there, Westerly Home, and then there's a break of about 5 lengths to the 2 who keep each other company at the rear of the field, and they are Busy Away and the High Stool. So the 8 runners have got around the first 5 fences and covered just under a mile, and now they're about to disappear in the back straight for a couple of furlongs. Ballylusk leads in the hands of Rob James. Second place is Sign Off on That. Midnight Mystique is in third, and then the next 3 runners, VRB's All Round, Westerly Home and Vidavici, and still the 2 back markers, Busy Away and the High Stool. So that's the order of the 8 runners in this second division of the 4-year-old Geldings. Travelling now soon to hit the home bend and back into view, and we see Ballylusk leading by 2 lengths or so. Midnight Mystique tracks in second. Third along the inside is Sign Off on That, and he in turn is then hunted up 4th, 5th and 6th by VRB's All Round, Vidavici, and then Westerly Home, and further back in the field the High Stool and Busy Away. They meander around the turn, and now they reappear with the next fence in front of them. This one they come to will be 7 from the finish. They're soon heading towards halfway, and Ballylusk brings the train along here with a 2-3 length advantage from Midnight Mystique. So Ballylusk in front, Ballylusk from Midnight Mystique. Third place is Sign Off on That in the orange jacket down the inside. So Ballylusk at the one last on the next circuit, up and over it safely. Sign Off on That has come through into second. Midnight Mystique in the green sleeves is third, and then 3 in line for the 4th place, outside in, reading Vidavici. VRB's All Round, and along the inside is Westerly Home, and then Busy Away and the High Stool. 12 lengths first to last. A bit of a mistake at the rear of the field there from the High Stool, but it is Ballylusk who set out his stall in the first 100 yards and took the lead, and is being really uncontested for that lead for the first 2 miles. He's now embarking out onto the final circuit. They got 3 more to jump and about a mile to cover, and Rob James just shuffles on a bit, goes on to a 3-length advantage. Sign Off on That is in second. Midnight Mystique still up there in the firing line is in third position. Further back to find VRB's All Round, who sits in the middle of Westerly Home and Vidavici, and then the High Stool and Busy Away. On they come now. This is the third last. Ballylusk was out-jumped there by Sign Off on That. So Sign Off on That and Shane Cotter's come to join Rob James and Ballylusk. The favourite, Vidavici, now looms on the scene, coming between horses a close third. Back then in 4th place we've got Westerly Home. VRB's All Round tries to cling on to its position up there. And then Midnight Mystique, who's dropped back from second to about sixth. On they go now in the middle section of the back straight, and they're still slightly out of view. When they come back into our vision with about 5 furlongs to travel, we should see the likes of Ballylusk up there in company with Sign Off on That and Vidi Vici. They were 1, 2 and 3 when last seen, and now Ballylusk surrenders the lead, and there's the 2 horses in the orange colours, and they are Sign Off on That and Vidi Vici who go on 2 lengths to Ballylusk, and they're driving clear from the remainder. Out the back one who is tailing off completely is VRBs all round. So Vidi Vici and Sign Off on That by about 3 lengths to Ballylusk as they're about to come back in division. And who's in front? Sign Off on That, Vidi Vici. They've gone on by 6 lengths, running on in behind now into third is the High Stool as Ballylusk fades. So Sign Off on That having a great battle with Vidi Vici as they come to the second last fence. Sign Off on That, Shane Cotter pecked on landing but still has a bit of momentum. Vidi Vici gets another chance, all the time staying on as the High Stool in third, and then Ballylusk is the only other one going in 4. Sign Off on That, Shane Cotter tackled by the High Stool on the outside between horses Vidi Vici. The High Stool has come from last on a circuit ago to lead here. It's the High Stool, and Donald O'Connor is outstaying him here, and the High Stool springs a surprise for Cormac Doyle's team. The High Stool wins. Second across the line was Vidi Vici. Sign Off on That faded in the final furlong, and then in 4th place, last one home, was Ballylusk.
And the result of the second division of our second race, first number 15, second number 19, third number 24, and number 9 was fourth. That's 15, 19, 24, and 9. And your distances were 4 lengths, 1.5 lengths, and 4.5 lengths. That's 4 lengths, 1.5 lengths, and 4 lengths. Our third race is a maiden race for 5-year-old geldings, sponsored by the O'Flynn Group. And your best hound out again is sponsored by Dairy Gold Pegasus Horse Feeds. This race is divided. In the first division, there are 13 runners. Your runners and riders are as follows. Number 1, Mr. B. Dunleavy. Number 3, Mr. J.C. Barry. Number 5, Mr. MJ Love, claiming 5. Number 8, Mr. D. Higgins, claiming 5. Number 12, Mr. R. James. Number 17 is Mr. B. Finn,